Good morning. So what did Ton Chow? Sabay my cup. What's happening? Hit Nyang. What's going on over there, wherever you are? Obviously, I am in the beautiful Mall Bangkok at the beautiful Pakmara coffee shop, Pakmara Coffee Roasters, which is one of the best everyday coffee shops that I found. And I say that having been to many coffee shops. And I'm still compiling my list. I'm still working on it. Thank you very much. I have my coffee here. Saint Dirty. We like it dirty. There it is. Yeah, this is one of the better coffee shops that I found. It's a good everyday coffee shop. It's priced right about the same as Starbucks, and I found that any of the upper echelon coffee shops or coffee shops that think they're upper echelon, they price their coffee, their espresso, their cappuccinos, they price them right around the same price as Starbucks, maybe a little cheaper, maybe even a little bit more. But this is a good coffee shop, and this is now my go-to place. I like the staff. I like what they offer here. It's a good place. Anyway, like I said, I'm at the Mall Bangkok, and it's just getting going here. They are really ramping things up. I mean, it's just a massive mix of concrete and steel outside. I mean, you got walkways, and then right above it, there's another walkway that goes into the mall, and then there's the walkway that goes to the BTS station down the road there. They're putting that together so that it will go everywhere. You can walk from right now, you can walk over there, then you just go down at the other end of the mall. But in the near future, you'll be able to walk all the way down here and be able to go all the way down to Bangkok Market. They've got a long walkway, so they're working on that, and I find it interesting to see how it progresses. And you know, they just throw out some Burmese workers, and for some reason everything gets done and it just comes out. I don't know why. Good morning, Daniel. How early do they open? They open at 8 o'clock here. I think Starbucks might open at 7:30. I don't know about walk. I could walk here. It'd probably take me about 20 minutes. But I just take a motorbike, and it takes me about, well, I take a motorbike to across the street. If you take a motorbike and come all the way over here, it's 35 baht. If you take a motorbike to Enmark Plaza, which is across the street, and then you just walk on the overpass and come over here, it's 20 baht. So I always just take the motorbike to Lat Pral, and then I walk over, so I save 15 baht. You know, I don't usually take taxis. I mean, now when I get groceries, I get a small bag of groceries. Every once in a while I have a little bit of a heavy bag, but I just get a small bag of groceries, and I don't really need to take a taxi very often. So I like that. I mean, I prefer that. And you know, we've thought about getting a motorbike, getting a car. We've thought about this numerous times, and we're just like, it's just a waste of money right now. So today we're going to be talking about the best cities in the world for expats. We got another one of those lists, but we got a lot of other things to talk about. I've got some notes here, and yeah, so we have some things to talk about. But right now it is 82 degrees high of 93, low of 76. Feel like temperature is 86, 34.97 Thai baht to the dollar. It's been fluctuating from about 34.95 to about 35.1. Air quality is quite bad. It is 112. Good morning, Jim. Air quality is quite bad, 112. Humidity 70%. And really through Christmas, almost to the new year, it's supposed to be a lot cooler. There's a cold front coming in from China. And so right now, the temperature, the weather is about as good as it gets here. Really, it's almost perfect. Get on a motorbike, you're riding along, you're like, it's not hot, it's cool, it's very nice. So, I like that. However, and we're going to talk about this if I can find it here. Let's see here. I didn't put this first. Where is it? Let's see. Air pollution here is quite bad. Let's see here. Maybe I don't have it. Air pollution has reached unsafe levels across all 50 districts of Bangkok on Saturday. Bangkok Yai recorded the highest pollution, and 14 districts were categorized as unhealthy with pollution readings surpassing 75 micrograms per cubic meter. The threshold is 35. I thought it was 50. In addition, in 18 other provinces, it was unsafe. And all I got to say is they need to do something about this pollution because it's getting to be a real problem here. And it's something that bothers me quite a bit. I'm always complaining about this. And but you know, there's only so much you can do. I can only do so much. I can complain, but that doesn't go very far. It says the reason that the air is so dirty is the heightened levels of fine dust particles. Crop burning, a common practice during the winter months, contributes to the worsening air quality. Relief from the pollution is expected from Sunday until December 23rd as a cold air mass moves into Thailand and the South China Sea. This change is predicted to bring cooler temperatures, particularly in the northeastern region, with a 1 to 3 degrees Celsius drop. But that doesn't solve the long-term dilemma, and that's what they need to do. They need to do something about this burning. They need to find another way. And I don't know what they've got on their minds. I don't know what they've got. I don't understand sometimes what the government is doing. Very seldom do I think, wow, that's really proactive of the government. They're doing such a great job. I don't do that here. I don't do that in America. I don't do that in a lot of places. But like here, I'm just looking at it and I'm going, where's all the money go? What are they doing besides paying people? Yeah, I hate to tell you this, Jim, but everywhere the air quality is bad. It can be better at times, and sometimes, I mean, like, you know, this past weekend, I think on Sunday, the air quality was like 27 or something. It was very good. And now we're over 100, so not so good. And I'd like to be in a place where the air quality is very good. And my wife, honestly, she doesn't take it, her attitude is, well, you know, that's the way it is. And my attitude is, no, maybe we need to move somewhere where the air quality is good. But then if you look at Thailand, the air quality is pretty bad just about everywhere. And anywhere that it's good, it's not good there for very long. So, you know, I don't know what the solution is. Maybe you get the farmers to stop burning. That's one start. Maybe you look at your industrial industry here in Bangkok, because maybe that's something that they can do. I don't know what they can do, but maybe they can pass some laws or something where there's not as much pollution. However, now I got another subject here that I find a little bit humorous, and that is that in Myanmar, the Myanmar government is so strapped for cash that they are demanding the overseas workers remit part of their monthly wages, no matter how meager, to a junta-controlled bank prior to returning home or trying to obtain a new passport. Separately, foreigners of all nationalities residing within Myanmar for 183 days a year or more are expected to pay income tax on their worldwide income, amounting in most cases to 25%. This is a bad precedent, and that's going on here That's going on here in Thailand as well, obviously. Good morning, Carnivore Chronicles. Sawatdee. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to live in California, honestly. I just couldn't live there. I don't want to live there. I'm glad I'm where I am, and hopefully at some point we'll be somewhere where the air is better, or at least decent. Around 1.5 million Myanmar nationals work legally in Thailand on labor permits, mostly earning minimum monthly wages of 7,500 baht. They must now remit 2% or 150 baht to the junta. Better paid white-collar overseas workers must give up 10% of their wages, whilst the select few on salaries of US $14,200 a year are to be taxed at 25%. Where do they come off with this? I don't get it, and I'm not going to get it, and it irritates me. They are expected to pay their remittances regularly into Myanmar banks, which are controlled by the military. Myanmar embassies in Singapore and South Korea have also made similar announcements. The Global New Light of Myanmar, a junta mouthpiece, has not commented widely on the income tax demands, but claimed the sliding scale of remittance from 2 to 25% was fair. No, it's not fair. I'm sorry. I don't think it's fair. I think they're out of their minds. And I don't like that. I don't like what the U.S. does. I don't like what Thailand is proposing, what they're going to do here. I don't like it. Who does like it? And, you know, it's one thing you pay income tax and you get something for your money. What are these people getting for their money? What are the foreigners getting for their money? As regards foreigners living as permanent residents in Myanmar, they are believed to be about 2,000 in the country. They are mostly working for international organizations or businesses and include a number of Chinese, American, and European expats. The demands that they pay taxes on their income or assets is not new, but is apparently now being enforced more strongly, just like in Thailand. Most will be subject to a rate of 25% payable annually or monthly to Myanmar banks. The military government led by Min Aung Hlaing is believed to be short of money after an incipient civil war which has already ceded swaths of royal territories and at least 30 towns to insurgent forces. China has recently brokered a deal between the junta and its domestic enemies in the areas close to the Chinese border, but there is no sign that the fighting has eased in either areas. Already 1 million Myanmar nationals have been forced to flee the violence, and many have ended up on the Thai border, particularly in the city of Masot. I've been there many, many times. I've been in the camps there, and it's pretty sad. I mean, yeah, it's a little city, but they can't go out of there. They're stuck there. And it's, honestly, they're shitholes. You wouldn't want to live there. So that's what's going on with Myanmar. Now, another thing in relation to the income tax here in Thailand. I got a little something here. This was a couple days ago, 2 days ago. Concerns about the Thai revenue's intention to tax foreign income from January has created a new market for Thailand's long-term residence visa. That's because those who obtain the 10-year LTR are exempted from paying personal income tax on foreign assets. The Thai Board of Investment, which controls the LTR, says about 3,000 such visas were issued since the launch in 2022, but the publicity surrounding the tax regulation has seen a 14% increase in applications. LTR has several categories of application, including wealthy pensioners, rich global citizens, businessmen, and entrepreneurs. The one-time application fee is 50,000 baht, but it is also necessary to invest substantially in Thailand, or in the case of retirees, to have an annual income of at least 80,000. Now, this is what's important. Well, maybe it's the next paragraph. LTR regulations are complex. There is a compulsory medical insurance to be bought, although businessmen are entitled to have a work permit without the usual stipulation of needing to have Thai workers. Okay, now, this is the paragraph that strikes me as a bit important. The new tax regulations are still vague on many details, obviously, especially position of foreign income such as pensions already taxed before being sent to Thailand. Why would you be taxed twice? That's ridiculous. Now, I like this. Let me go on here. With only 2 weeks to go before implementation, most specialists are assuming that registration with the Thai tax authority will initially be voluntary, and I won't be signing up with them. The intention is to haul in major tax fiddlers who have benefited from official laxity in the past, and not, I think, typical expats who are retired here or supporting Thai spouses or families. He added that he expected more details to percolate slowly over the next few months. There is no hurry, as the tax year for the year 2024 won't be due until 2025 in any case. Now, what I also have heard and read is that Social Security is not taxable because of the dual tax treaty. Some pensions may be taxed, and it depends on the country, the tax treaty. But I think the whole thing just stinks, honestly. Even the way that America does it stinks. Now, America, I'll give them this. They do grant you a certain amount that you have a, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a level that you cannot surpass, and if you surpass that, then you got to start paying taxes. And a lot of people are not earning as much as that level is. However, I don't want, and I don't think anybody does, to pay money on their pensions that come into Thailand. I'll find a way. It doesn't matter. And as I've been saying, all of this is conjecture. Now, what's being written here is coming from the Thai tax revenue department, and as has been noted, I really don't think they're going after the little guy who is earning $20,000 a year. I don't think they're trying to tax him. I think they're going after especially the Thais who they're bringing over $1 million a year, but they're waiting, a year or two before they bring it in. And then before, they weren't getting taxed on that money, but now they will be taxed. So they're trying to catch those people. Who knows what they're going to do, and who knows what's going to happen, but it's December 19th. We'll know fairly soon. Well, I mean, I don't know. You would think that in the first week of January they would come out with some rules and regulations, but they may just wait. It may be 8 months. I don't know. When the time comes for you to file taxes, if you do file taxes, they may be like, okay, well, here's the new rules, and you might be surprised, good or bad. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. That's the thing. Nobody knows. So that's where we are with that. Nobody really knows. Okay, I got another list that I wanted to go over. And that is about overcrowded tourist areas in the world. Ten overcrowded tourist areas in the world. And guess what? 3 of them are in Thailand. Okay? I'm going to go over the ones that aren't in Thailand. First, Miami. Too overcrowded, too many tourists. Miami. Rhodes, Greece. Never heard of it. Heraclean, Greece. I have heard of that. Venice, Italy, for sure. Watching Chucky walk around in Italy and him streaming, even though the stream was not very good. It's the kind of place where you're going to go and there's going to be literally hundreds and hundreds of tourists. And that's not really what I like, but I mean, you know, okay, in Venice, you got Rome, many of these places, you're going to have to go if you want to see some of the sights. You're going to be around a lot of other tourists, and that's just the way it is. You got to deal with it. And I don't like dealing with it, but okay, I can do so under certain circumstances. Boy, they're having a good old time here. I don't know how much working they get done here, but this place seems to function pretty efficiently, so you can't complain. Next on the list, Macau. Now, I've been to Macau when it wasn't a big tourist place, where there were no casinos, there, and it was a great place. I went when Alex was about maybe 4 years old. We went there. We went there for, I don't know, it was about 5 days. And we had a good time there. And I always remember, well, I remember 2 things in Macau. So what do you cop? I remember 2 things. One, Alex loved Ultraman so much, and he saw an Ultraman mask. And he just wanted that mask so bad, and we told him, no, you can't have the mask. We didn't want to spend the money for it. We were like, you don't need this. And he threw a fit. And we were holding him up by his hands, and his little feet are kicking, which has happened a couple times with him when he was little. We didn't get him the mask. He was crying and all pissed off, and we went into this little restaurant. There was nobody in the place, and the lady there was like Portuguese, Chinese, or Portuguese Macau, and she brought him in and gave him a little snack and sat there and talked to him for a minute, and he calmed down, and by the time we left, everything was good. I remember that. And then I remember that we were playing in a playground up on a big hill, and he saw a couple of kids, and he ran over and started, initiating little playtime. And he comes back over and he goes, I don't know what they're saying. I don't understand them, because they were all speaking Chinese. What is this? Is it Macau, the Las Vegas of the Orient? It is now. It didn't used to be. I don't think I would go there now unless I had to. I've been there. I've done that. I went to the Macau, what was it? The Formula One museum that they have there. That was pretty interesting. They had all kinds of cars there, old cars, new cars. It was pretty interesting. Also on the list, Hurghada, Egypt. Don't know about that. Mughal, Turkey. All right, now, the next 3 are in Thailand. Overcrowded, too many tourists, and places you might want to consider not going to. This one surprised me, Krabi. Now, I like Krabi, but yeah, there are some tourists there. You got to kind of look to get away. And if you remember, when I was on forget where it was. I don't even remember the name of the island now. Riley or something like that. No, it wasn't Riley. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I was over there and I took a boat and went to an island where really I went to islands, went island hopping on the boat. And the one place I went, there was nobody there except the people that worked on the island. And I liked that. It was very nice. And then as I was leaving, some other tourists showed up and I was like, all right, let's get out of here. That was fun. So Krabi is on the list, and I'm a little surprised by that, but not so much, I guess. But the next two, I am not surprised at all. And both of these places, well, you can have a good time there and everything. I would not want to live in either one of them, and I've lived in Phuket before. And yeah, it was a bit much to live there. So Phuket, and the other one is Pataya. And I want to do a video about Pataya because I got a letter from somebody telling me, oh, you know, you must be like a bar, you must go to the bars all the time, you must be living in the bar areas, or you must not ever watch my videos because I don't like the bars there. And yes, although I did go to a couple, most of the time I wasn't there and I didn't really care. However, if you're in that area, wherever you go, you are going to run into people that are near there. You are going to run into lots of working girls. You can go on a Songtao, you can catch the bot bus. You're on the bot bus and okay, I don't care. The working girls come on, they're gonna ride the bus. Now I've been on the bus before and the girls have been hitting on me. And one of them was old. It was funny because you guys may remember this. I'm on the Songtao with her, a Japanese guy, and like somebody else. The other guy gets off. She's sitting there like trying to scam on the Japanese guy. She's telling him, oh yeah, how about I come over, we go swimming in your swimming pool. And he's like, well, I don't know, maybe. And you know, he's like, I'm not so sure. But he was trying to be nice. And so finally he goes, all right, this is my stop. And she goes, you want I go with you? I go up your room? And he's like, no, that's okay. And he blew her off. So she's alone on the Songtao with me. And she's like, oh, so what's your story or whatever? I said, I'm married. I got a wife. She's like, oh, I don't care. I said, well, I do. I care. She's like, yeah, how about you and me? No, there's no you and me. There's nothing. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. And that was the end of that. So that's just one instance. If you live in Jomtien, you can live in a nice, quiet area. You can be alone, you can be away from everything, but if you go out and you need to go remotely into the city, anywhere close, you're going to run into these kind of things. And the other thing is that it is overcrowded and there are tourists everywhere. And you can live in an area, oh, there's not that many tourists here. Yeah, but anytime you go into Pataya, anytime you're in Jomtien, there's going to be nothing but tourists. And for me, that's too much. I don't want to live amongst tourists. I'm not a tourist. That's the thing. I have made the move from being a tourist in Thailand long ago. But really now, I am entrenched. I mean, as much as I ever could be. I live here. This is my home. I'm comfortable doing just about anything here. I don't need to hear about, hey, handsome man, hey, you come inside, I don't need to hear all that. I don't need to get on a bot bus and get propositioned by some hoe. I don't want that. I don't want my family around it. So, if you live a little bit away from those areas, yeah, sometimes you'll have a better life. But in many occasions, you have to go other places. And let's just face it, Pattaya does not attract the best of the best. That's what I'll say. There's plenty of good people in Pattaya, I understand that, but there are also people who, well, they have no class. And you know, the same thing goes with Phuket sometimes. But okay, we'll say Phuket's a little bit different. You got Hua Hin. Okay, well, they didn't put Hua Hin on the list. It's Phuket, Pattaya, and Krabi. I think Pattaya is great for people. They just want to come for a week or two. I don't know how you can last more than 2 weeks there. Well, that tells something about you now, doesn't it, Gennaro? Doesn't it? Yeah, you go there, and after 2 weeks, tell me you want to live there. That's what I'll say. Tell me you want to live there after you've been there 2 weeks. Maybe you'll be there 2 months. But eventually, you'll be like, man, this place is doing my head in. I don't want to hear all this stuff. You know, and I know people that live there, and I know a couple of people, they work there, and they are separated. They separate themselves from, they may be in the bars, sometimes they may hang out with bar girls, but their personal life is separated from all of that stuff. They are just business oriented. I know another guy who, personally, I don't think he's all that bright. He asked me where he should go. I said, I think you should start out in Bangkok, make your way around the country a little bit, spend a little money, go around the country, and see where you like. But don't go to Pattaya and move to Pattaya straight away. And what did he do? Move to Pattaya straight away. Oh, it's the place for me, man. A lot of the girls in the city, like down by, you know, Walking Street and all that area, Beach Road, they're skanky. You don't go there to find the woman of your dreams. So that's how I feel about Pattaya. I mean, you know, like we went and we're just like Daniel. We're out in Jomtien. We're in a little gated community. We're away from everything. We're inside the house. We don't even know we're in Pattaya. It's beautiful. We got a swimming pool. We're sitting there watching TV, shooting the shit. It's great. It's fantastic. But once we get out and we go and we have to go into town, for me, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't cut it for me. It just doesn't. I just don't care about it. So my thinking with Pattaya is you go there, you have a good time. You go there every once in a while if you want to have a good time. If that's what you want, you go there every once in a while. But you move there, I don't know about it. You better live somewhere that's secluded, and that's how you live your life, in seclusion. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what to say about that. It's, with Gennaro, listen, I'm sorry, but Gennaro, I don't think you know what you want, honestly. I honestly don't think you know what you want. You haven't got a clue. And that's the reason why I say go there. Go there for a week. Go there for 2 weeks. Get it out of your system. After a while, you go in and all the girls look the same. All the places look the same. It's got that same feeling. And what I'll say is Pattaya is basically, a lot of it is just set up as a whore town. It's set up there to get your money, get you to spend money. Okay, fine, I understand. They want you to spend your money there. It's not like you're going there and you're going to go buy a pair of shoes. Although you can. Golf. Jono went golfing there. He didn't even make it through the entire 18 because the course was too slow. He didn't even get through. It was too hot. And it was too slow. Too many people. Okay, so let's say you want to go there for golf. Okay, go there then. Music? Music's everywhere, buddy. I hate to tell you. Women are everywhere. The beach, there are a lot better beaches than you'll find in Pataya. I can tell you that right now. You don't even want to go swimming in the water most of the time. Going good, laying low, having other issues though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. At least you're not having issues that require you to visit the toilet. And you know, I know that golf is, some people love golf. It's not my thing, okay, fine. But yeah, Hua Hin is probably a better place, I would say. Although, at this point now, Hua Hin is getting to the point where it's also kind of overcrowded. And there's a lot of tourists there. It's a tourist area. I mean, one thing you can say about Jim, he ain't in a tourist area. He's living in an area where there's a lot of expats, and he don't have to worry about all the tourists everywhere and are the prices going up because of the tourists. Doesn't have to think about that. Even me, I don't live in a tourist area. You know, I might see a couple of maybe two foreigners here in the mall. Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing. The beaches there are not that good, and the women there, I gotta say. And I'm trying to be understanding and kind about it, because I was thinking about, you know, one of the things that as you get older you realize is that you need to be kind. But I will say that the women in Pataya that I saw, and I'm really just talking about the women in the bars and some of the women that weren't in the bars. They were skanks. They were, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. I mean, honestly. Now, out of all those skanks, did I see any, you know, good-looking girls? Did I see any that were, you know, they might have been more to my liking? Of course, I saw a few. Not that many, though. And as Longhorns is stating, here in Bangkok, I think the quality is a lot higher. I think the quality is higher here. You can say what you want. And I'm not trying to slam on Pataya. I'm just saying, I'm telling it like I see it. You know. Well, I mean, yeah. Let's face it, there are people from all over the world there. I don't want to be around people from all over the world. I just don't. I live in a village it's full of Thais. No, he didn't. Neither did I. I don't think you know what you're talking about, honestly. I really don't. Although I do think that it is getting to be more and more of a concrete jungle. And like where I live right here, man, it's pretty bad. But there are places in Bangkok that you wouldn't even think it is Bangkok. It's completely green and lush and very nice. However, those places are getting to be fewer and fewer. So you are right on really, you're right about that. It's gotten to the point now where, I mean, I walk outside, I look out here and I go, I can't believe what they've done here. You know, there's just, they're building, right now you got them building a concrete walkway. You got the steel walkway that's up. You got, you know, the overpass. You've got the walkway that goes across the street. And, you know, then there's just traffic. And it's Yeah, I wouldn't, honestly, if I wasn't in the position that I am now, and when we had kids, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to put my kids in school and everything's going to be grand, and, you know, I would have thought ahead a bit more. Yeah, I would have thought about, you know, but the thing is that's how everybody is. And, you know, when you're, oh, I was 32 when I was here, when I came here. And when you're 32, 33, 34, whatever, and you first come here, you're not thinking about, oh, well, where's the place with the best air quality, and the place where I should raise my kids, or the place where we could all live as a family and it's fairly quiet and it's not dangerous, and, you know, it's a Thai area. Where is that place? And it's clean. I wasn't thinking that. Now I think that. You know. There are a lot of Farang who split their time between Hua Hin, and here their outlook is Hua Hin is transitioning into it. Well, I could have told you that 2 years ago. I don't know when it was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when Mr. Billy and we went there with Pataya Bob. And I just remember thinking there's so much traffic here now. This is nothing like what I remember. And there are so many tourists here. Everywhere we went, you see tourists walking around, and I'm just, you know, not for me. Cha'am, maybe that's a little better. Prachuap, maybe that's a little better. You know, but really, if you look around, where are you going to go? Now, I got this list here, the best cities in the world for expats, and we're going to go over that in a minute here. But do me a favor, remember to click that like button, smash the like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, look down in the description, everything's right there. So, that's that. Let's get that right out of the way. Yeah, I mean, you know, where is perfect now? You go live on an island? Well, you're living on an island. You might get island fever. Things are going to be more expensive. You live on the coast? Well, where on the coast do you live? What I remember about Chumpon is I went to Chumpon, I thought, oh, this place is great. And I got sand fleas. Yeah, okay, then go, you know, you want to live there, go ahead and live with all the Russians there and all the other Europeans there. Go ahead. It's a tourist area. Now, Phuket is fairly large, and there are places you can go that are better than in the city like Soi Bangla or something. But, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't... you know, I need to make a list maybe and do a video about requirements for a place to live, because I can tell you Pataya doesn't check, it probably doesn't check any of my boxes at all, you know, and you know, maybe Gennaro is all he's thinking about is hounding out there in Pataya or playing golf or whatever it is, but for me that doesn't matter. All that's unimportant. So, you know, you got to think about what you want and what are you willing to, how are you willing to struggle to get what you want? Nothing comes that's easy. Nothing good comes to people without a little bit of struggle. Well, I will say this. Uranus is gone. For the past week, the Uranus clinic, supposedly a beauty clinic, has been over there, and they've been pushing things on people, trying to get people to come in and use their company. Anybody who names their company Uranus, I just can't even think. I wouldn't use them anyway because I don't really go. The only thing I get done for beauty is maybe a haircut and have my feet scrubbed and get my, I get a mani-pedi every once in a while. But now I think they have the Red Cross there and people are giving blood, which is a bit strange. You're giving blood in the mall, out in the front of the mall. I don't understand it, but okay, it's a good thing. It's better than Uranus. Yes, Uranus beauty, and then they have, right with their company, they have bipolar coffee. And I'm like, what are these people? Are these people out of their minds? Like, I would never buy a coffee from Bipolar Coffee. And I know I may be a stodgy old man. I know I may be set in my ways and I only want certain things and I don't want certain things. That's what being old is. I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like. Simple. But I don't want no bipolar coffee when you got Pakmara right here. Even you got Cafe Amazon. Yeah, their coffee is hot and cold. That's why we call it bipolar. All right, so let's get started with this best cities in the world for expats. Oh, by the way, and I stated this to Carnivore Chronicles, that now the closing times are 4 a.m. This is something about Thailand I can do without. But I don't think it's endemic just to Thailand. It's all the loud music and, you know, trying to get people to come in. They have groups of about 5 or 10 with some little pretty girl in the front that march around. And it's like, you're not going to get me to come into your establishment. I don't care how much you walk around or scream into a megaphone. Doesn't matter. Anyway. The best cities in the world for expats. Now, what I will say is Thailand's not on the list. In fact, no Asian countries on the list. And actually, I think this is a little bit more accurate of a list. This is for people who, they have a fair amount of money. They're not like looking for the deal. Oh, I'm going to come to Thailand and live here because I can live off $1,000 a month. That's not this kind of a list. This kind of a list is for people who have some money. Making the decision to live and work abroad is a huge undertaking, especially if you're uprooting your family. And perhaps the biggest question of all is, where do we go? Well, you could do worse than Vienna, Zurich, or Auckland, which just bagged the top spots in global consulting firm Mercer's 2023 Quality of Living Survey for Expats. Now, Mercer's is a big company. They're pretty dead on. The Austrian capital retained its place at the top of the list, which was last published in the pre-pandemic days of 2019. The survey's compilers highlighted the city's vibrant cultural scene, architecture, and history. Now, what I will say about that is, just yesterday, my wife said to me, I really would like to go to London. And I said, why do you want to go to London? You know, you want to see... You want to see Big Ben, or what's Big Ben? I said, listen, there are better places for you to go. First, you wanted to go. We've been talking about going to Spain to do the walk, the Camino del Santiago, the walk. So then she said, well, maybe we could go there and then we could go to London. So through talking to her, after a couple hours, we came to the decision that we could fly into France, go over to Switzerland, go to Liechtenstein, just to go there, and then go over to Austria. And I said, now that's a trip I can do. I would, you know, I was supposed to go to Switzerland a long time ago. I didn't go. France I've been to, but we would be in the northern part of France, and then we'd go over to Switzerland, Liechtenstein. We would go there just to see it, probably go there 3 nights, and then go over to Austria. So we're talking about that in May of next year, of this coming year, which is about 3 weeks. We'd probably take about 3 weeks over there, so that could be fun. And it's just me and Bo, none of the kids, they're not going. One of them Nick doesn't want to go. Alex has been looking for a job, and 2/4 Korean, I will tell you. He has an interview with a Japanese company tomorrow. He's interviewing with this Japanese company. It's a big company, and assuming they have benefits, it could be a good gig. And so we'll see how he goes with that, how he does. But he's getting a lot of traction now. He's getting all kinds of interviews and all these other things. But this is a good company, and if he gets in with them, I think he'll be doing very well. So anyway, Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, and Switzerland's Geneva took 4th and 5th spots in the top 10, largely dominated by Western European cities. Canada's Vancouver was the lone North American entry, sitting in 8th place and hailed for its outdoor recreation and cosmopolitan living. The city-state of Singapore was the highest-ranked Asian entry, tied in 29th place with Adelaide, while Hong Kong language in 77th place on the list of 241 destinations. In other findings, New York charted at 40th place, 3 spots beneath San Francisco, which I don't understand how it's in the top 30 or top 40. I don't understand that. London topped the UK's entries in 45th place, with Aberdeen number 49 and Edinburgh number 51. Dubai was the highest-ranked Middle Eastern city in 79th place, while Mauritian capital Port St. Louis was Africa's top city at number 88. Sydney ranked number 9, with Melbourne and Perth coming at 21st and 22nd. Bottom of the list, 241, was the Sudanese capital, Khartoum. So, number 10, Dusseldorf. Number 9, Sydney. Number 8, Vancouver. Number 7, Munich. Number 6, Frankfurt. Number 5, Geneva. Number 4, Copenhagen. Number 3, Auckland. Number 2, Zurich. And number 1, Vienna. So, to me, that sounds like a better list than some of the lists where, you know, you're trying to rank countries on the least amount that you need to live a comfortable life. Those are countries where if you have a fair bit of money, then you can live there. What I'm curious to know is, where is Malaysia on the list? It didn't tell me that. I don't believe, no, it didn't tell me that. I'd like to know where Malaysia is. I never like any of these lists. You gotta do the lists, you know? All right, now, the Met, the Metropolitan Museum in New York, is returning 15 pieces of ancient art to Thailand and Cambodia after determining it had been illegally looted. The art came from Douglas Latchford, a British art dealer who was charged in 2019 with running a vast antiquities trafficking network in Southeast Asia. The decision to return it was made voluntarily by the museum, and The head of Homeland Security said the artworks were shamelessly stolen. 14 Khmer sculptures will be sent to Cambodia and 2 to Thailand. So that's a good thing. Chucky said all these lists are made by Western leftist thinking. I don't care what Chucky says. Chucky is just another opinion like everybody else. He's no rocket scientist, I can tell you that. Chucky doesn't even know how to get to Pacamara coffee. Even though I gave him instructions, he doesn't know how to get to Pacamara. I'm like, yeah, Chucky knows. Okay. Keep believing that. Keep believing Chucky knows. That's what, that's all I'm saying. Chucky knows. Yeah, Chucky knows. Chucky really knows. He knows diddly squat. That's what I'll say. Oh, God. I have another thing here. What does that matter? For all you know, it could be a fake one. He's wearing 2 watches. How many people wear 2 watches? It's like you wear one or the other. Make your mind up. It's because he can't decide that he wears both of them. Oh, I've got to have that on. Fitbit, that Apple Watch is supposed to be like a Fitbit. Does he look like he's worrying about his health? He's using a Fitbit to get in shape? I mean, come on. No, he just wants to wear it so he can go, oh, look at my Apple Watch. And look at my Rolex. Oh, so he'll use a fake Apple Watch, but he won't use a fake Rolex. I don't think it's fake at all, honestly. I think he's got a real Rolex. Now, I don't know about the Apple Watch. I don't care if he's your good friend. He's my good friend. In fact, I dare say that I know him a lot better than you do. Which is why I can get away with talking shit about him. I talk shit about him and I'll tell you the truth about him. I do think it's funny that he can't have any more marijuana cookies because he gets totally smacked. Okay, listen. Think about this. He has 2 customers. He works 4 hours a day. And yet he can't ever go out at night because he's too busy partying. That's what he does. It's good. He's got a good job, and I don't want to say he lucked into it because it's just like Picasso, where Picasso draws for 50 years. Then when he draws something for a lady, he charges her, $10,000 or whatever because of all the time that he's put in. So Chucky got his job because he put the time in, because he knows his business. But he doesn't work very hard. He doesn't work very hard now, and he knows it. And he's very lucky. So, but let's just say he likes to exaggerate a little bit. That's what I'll say. And I know this for a fact. He likes to exaggerate a bit. Now, I do have a good video coming up about a friend of mine who is about as much of a chowderhead as you're ever gonna get. I'm ashamed to know someone who knows him. The yellow line changeover at Lot Prow to the MRT sucks. It's either wait at the elevator line or go down about... I mean, it takes you 5 minutes. They're all like that. All the transfers are not very good. The best one is at Aso. I mean, the transfer there is is pretty smooth. But, you know, it is what it is there. And if you know how to do it, you don't have to wait at that elevator. You can go to the other elevator around the side. You can go on that elevator and it'll drop you right in the center of, or right in the front part of Fresh Mart. And you walk, you know, you walk down to the trains and it's, I don't know how far it is, but it takes you 2-3 minutes. It's nothing. Oh, the mall is now open. This is the mall. I actually don't mind transferring over to the MRT, and I wish that they would get the MRT going on Ramkhamhaeng Road. That will help immensely, because that line goes a long ways, and it connects up with a lot of different places. So when they get that going, that's another step. Now the thing is will I be living here in this area in another year or two? I don't know. You know, we've been looking for houses. Oh God. We've been looking for houses. I just don't know if we can find any that we want in the right areas. We've been looking at places. We've seen a couple that were nice and we liked them and the money was right, but they're not in a great location. And then it's like, okay, so every time we leave here, it's a major ordeal. It's just like living out in the village and, you know, you don't have a car. You're going to be out in the middle of a village somewhere. You're going to have to like walk out to the main street, catch the bus. The bus will take you to a certain area. Then you get on the SkyTrain or whatever. That's what you're going to have to do. And we don't want to do that. And, you know, if I start bringing up another city or something like that, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We need to figure it out. And, you know, my wife goes through phases where she wants to go look at them, and I don't ever want to go look at these places. I just go because of her. I go because I want to see, hey, if we're gonna pull the trigger and get a place to live, I want to know where I'm going to be moving. I want to have a little bit of a say on it. You know, I want to say, no, this place is not cool. I don't like it. But somebody moved into the place that we were looking into in our village. We were looking at a place that's only like 4 or 5 doors down from where we live now. And that place is now occupied. Somebody rented it or bought it already. And, you know, I don't know if I want to continue to live out here. It's, you know, thinking about the rest of my life is a big step. So yeah, I mean, these lists, you know, take them with a grain of salt. But I do like that list simply because it's not about, you know, oh, I've got $1,200. I can live there for only $1,200 a month. It's not going to cost me anything at all. You know, hey, Carlos, how you doing? Hello, Newman. Jerry. Are you in Pataya now? Or in a couple of days? Now, let me ask you, Carlos. Do you prefer living up country or do you prefer living in Pataya? Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate it. I don't know why you didn't get an alert. I don't know. You know, thank YouTube for that. I'm not very happy with YouTube. You know, I've stated this. I'm pretty frustrated with them. simply because I don't like their business practices and because they're not transparent. But you know, where else are you going to go? They do provide a platform for not only me, for millions of people. Yeah. But one thing that I'm going to do, and that I've been working on, and in the near future I should have it going, but it may take me a little bit of time to put the videos together and all that kind of stuff, is I want to make a coffee shop ranking system for Bangkok, and then maybe we'll expand it. But in Bangkok alone, I've probably got 100 places now that I've been to, and I remember the shops and remember their coffee. So, like, if I go to Cafe Amazon, I know I'm going into Cafe Amazon. I'm not going to get a great cup of coffee. If I go into Starbucks, I know I'm not getting a great cup of coffee. I know it's good, but it's not great. If I go into Cafe Amazon, I know the coffee is very average. So I've got a lot of these kind of places, and I know, like, you know, like this place here, the decor is okay, it's decent, and the coffee is very good, the service is very good. I have some criteria that I'm using, and I'm ranking the places based on those criteria, and I think people may really like what I'm putting together. We'll see. Pataya and Jomtien has changed a lot, not like it once was. Love the peace and open space up here. I rest my case. The one thing is that Jomtien is now becoming like Pataya. There you go, Gennaro. Billy, ever since you left, it's rained every day. Will you please come back? Valentine's? Is it Valentine's? No, it's not Valentine's. What are you talking about? Season's greetings. Festivus. Yes, Festivus. You know, I think the subject of whether Pataya is a good place to live is actually something I like to do in a video. And I mean, you know, for me, I just think it's a no-go. There are much better places to live in Thailand than Pataya. Well, aren't you sympathetic? I think he misses you. Richard, I hear you're killing it out there with the bubble tea. Which, you know, you think about it, they're everywhere here in Thailand, but in America, not nearly as much. It's only a 45-minute drive, and I can get all the same things I can get in Pataya. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Pataya has a wide assortment of cuisine that you will not find up country. No, but you'll find it in Bangkok, and you'll find it in many other cities. You know, you can find good cuisine just about everywhere if you look. I mean, okay, let's face it. In the upcountry, no, probably not. You're not going to. We do well. 35 miles to the next nearest one. It's all right. I mean, you know, listen, I understand living in certain parts of Pataya or Jomtien or Rayong or wherever it is. I understand living in those areas. However, for the most part, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, as Mr. Jono likes to say. That's where I got that from. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. I couldn't go to the beaches and go swimming every day. And I'll tell you something, when I was in Ecuador, I went swimming every single day. The water was very nice. I went swimming every single day. And then I went swimming in the pool. So you can't do that in Pataya. And there's too many tourists. When I went in Ecuador, there was almost nobody on the beach. Okay, so that's just one example. Now, there wasn't nearly the he doesn't like it. You know, it doesn't have nearly the choice of restaurants that Pataya has. Agreed. But they are starting to. I mean, they have a nice Italian joint there. They have, you know, let's face it. I mean, it's very limited. Pataya has so many restaurants, so many places to eat, so many massage parlors, so many girls, so many of everything. To me, it's overkill. And, you know, if you're living there part-time, I understand it. You come here for a month or two, you have your fun there, and then you go back home. But if you're living there all the time, and if you're living there like me, where I've lived here almost 30 years, almost half my life, I've lived here in Thailand. And I'm starting to say that now because, you know, that means something. When I get to be 66 years old, I will have lived here more in Thailand than I've lived in the United States. So for me, if I go to Pataya, I don't want to be treated like a tourist. And I understand it happens. You know, it's not the Thai people, it's not their fault. But that's just the way that the city is set up in most places. They think you're a tourist, you don't speak Thai. Even yesterday, listen, I was in my yoga class, and there's a girl, and she's been there like 2 months, and she looks like she's getting more fit. And I said to her, oh, you look like you're doing well, you're getting fit. And I said it to her in Thai, and she goes, oh my God, I can't believe you speak Thai. This whole time I thought you only speak English. I don't speak English. I'm so sorry. And I was like, well, there you go. Pataya has an outstanding Italian restaurant. I can get steak, Japanese food, American food, pretty much whatever. Yeah. And you know, I was talking yesterday to a girl about which cuisines that I found to be the best out of all of them. Yeah, Thailand is on that list. Japanese is on the list. Italy is, you know, fantastic. Mexican's on the list, right? I mean, I can get all those things here. I can get them just about any place that I go to. Now, in Pataya, you've got a choice of 50 Italian restaurants. I don't know about 50, but, you know, 20. So the choices are greater in Pataya, but they're not all good. You know. I mean, look at this. Just within the camera lens range, there's probably 15, you can't see on the other side, but there's probably 15 restaurants right there. You look over to the side over here. Then, if you go upstairs, there's another 25, 35 restaurants. So, if you want to come to the mall, if you want to come to a place, and maybe you want to go to a chain, okay, let's say not go to a chain. You want to come to a little mom and pop place, you can still find it here. You can find plenty of them. You can find the same thing in Pataya. You can find the same thing in any big city. Now, a little mom and pop shop that's really good, it just depends. It's hit or miss. Bangkok, Pataya, doesn't matter where it is. Phuket, doesn't matter. Nong Khai, whatever. I know in Nong Khai you can get plenty of food. Food is not a problem. But for the most part, that's why, you know, if I was to say thumbs up, thumbs down as a place to live, I'd say Pataya is a thumbs down for me. Phuket, thumbs down. Too many people, like I said in the video, too many people, too much action, too much noise, too much traffic, too much. Yeah, I would agree with that. Coffee is not a problem. No, weed is not a problem. Kratom is is not a problem if you want that. And food, of course, you know, there's plenty of food. Yeah, I mean, you know, that is a bit of a problem when you live out somewhere that's a bit more isolated than some places. Well, listen, that's not something that most people want to do. I don't want to cross the border just to go have a meal. Oh, let's go into Vientiane to have a meal. I mean, you do that a couple of times and you're like, okay, yeah, but I gotta go into Vientiane. I gotta cross the border. I don't want to do that. And I don't think most people do. Last time I went to Jomtien, it took me an hour to get from Jomtien Beach to Central Festival. Yeah, exactly. The traffic in Pataya is so gnarly. And yes, it's supposed to get better. But they've been saying that for a long time, and it ain't better. It's worse. Tome tea is good. You feel buzzed without having to drink alcohol. Yeah. 2/4 Korean ticks all the boxes for me. I want to see those boxes. Message retracted. I really don't understand why you guys retract your messages. Carnivore must have been your driver. Now, Carnivore is still on his thing. He's still eating very well. He just showed me a picture of a burger and some other stuff that he had. And he just took the bun off. You know, he had himself a nice carnivore meal. Which, by the way, today I'll be having meatloaf. A big, gnarly meatloaf. To restate the massage. That's what she said. She wanted to restate the massage. Cussing the whole time. There's, you know, if it's just a little bit of traffic and you know, it's like it usually takes you 5 minutes and it takes you 10 minutes to get somewhere. Okay, I don't really mind that. I can deal with it. But when it's like 15 minutes and then it's like, oh, now it's an hour. That sucks. You're sitting there pissing away. Think about it. You're pissing away your life by sitting in traffic. That's why I always want to go the fastest way possible. Drove us in Pataya. First thing he did was try to drive on the right side. Well, that's pretty funny. And also, you know, he did clip a song towel. And then that was like, what, within, you know, an hour of driving, you clip the song towel. So, you know, I make a call and a lady comes to my home and massages me for 2 hours and it cost me 400 baht. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I noticed that the prices here have gone up now from 169 to 179. I don't usually get massages too often. I don't know why. I don't want somebody touching me very often. The only one who touches me is my wife. Because she knows, you know, do this, don't do that, you know. But I don't mind getting a foot massage. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with the beef. I get good beef here. You know, I buy the Australian stuff, and I don't eat much beef. But when I do, I get the Australian stuff most of the time. I believe it. And you have two assholes. Oh God. So, 2/4 Korean came over to the pad the other day, and we had a nice meal and watched the fights, which was very nice. Even though the fights, most of them sucked. But we had, listen, I'll tell you this. My wife bought crab so that she can make crab fried rice and a crab omelet. And it was a big crab omelet. I mean, must have been 6 eggs. We still have crab left. It's 480 baht. I made a crab omelet yesterday. And we still have plenty of crab left. So, you know, I mean, that's like 480 baht. We're probably going to get 10, 15 meals out of that. Chucky's doing good. He's doing real good. Although he's in Pataya right now. And he's leaving on Friday. Which surprised me because he came here and he said, oh yeah, I'm coming to Thailand. Then he goes, well, I have to go back because he had to work. He said he has to do something for work. He has to deal with his customers face to face. He feels better that way, I guess. He doesn't always want to deal with them from long distances. And considering, you know, what he gets out of it and how much money he makes and all that, all right, it's worth it for him. But, you know, I think he's waiting for his customers are getting old. That's all I'll say. But he's doing very, very well. He has a place right next to the Lod Prau station, down the street, down a ways. He's got a place right next to the Lod Prau station, and you know, he was very happy about that. I don't know what I don't know how long he got it. I don't know if it was just for a short period or what the deal is. I don't know. Pork here in Thailand is fantastic. Every once in a while, I get myself a nice big, thick pork chop. You know, I'll get a couple of things. Usually, I get the smaller chops, and then I get the big one on the bone. Yeah, I guess it's worth it to him. I mean, you know, but he's got all kinds of frequent flyer miles, so he doesn't ever pay for his ticket. So, you know, he's happy. And by the way, Jono gave me some of this pick a pepper sauce. I used it yesterday on my burger because I cooked 2 burgers yesterday with the omelet. And I had that, put the sauce on there, and it was fantastic. It was really, really good. You know, I get myself a little cheese, put it on there with the burger. I know, pick a pepper. So I'll eat all that up. I mean, I still probably have 2/3 of a jar left, but I'll eat it up. Anyway, but getting back to the whole Pataya thing, there are parts of Pataya, actually, really that cozy place, you know, that cozy area. I do like that area. That's probably one of my favorite places in all of Pataya. And, you know, we went to the chocolate factory, and that place was really good. Now, honestly, I think they have a chocolate factory here in Bangkok, and I may go to it because their chocolate is so phenomenal. But there's another chocolate place I know on Sukhumvit Road. It's like Sukhumvit 33 or something like that. And that chocolate is really good. And they have illy coffee at their place of business. So, very good. I am considering buying my own cow and keeping it on my friend's farm. I don't know what I do, but I wouldn't do that. That's just me. Goats and sheep. Are you eating them? Now, what I would do, and what they do sell, I know in Bangkok there's a couple of places that sell you can tell them what cuts of meat you want. You can tell them, I want the whole cow. And they'll sell you the whole cow, and they'll cut it up, they'll butcher it for you, they'll do everything for you. Then you just stick it in the freezer. I'll be looking out for lamb meat next time. Down in the Royal restaurants. Oh shit. Rural restaurant. They keep the feet on the chicken. What did you guys end up eating at the chocolate factory? I think it was Billy had the pork. I had the macaroni with bacon. I don't remember what Jono had, and I think Hans had some kind of beef. I don't remember what it was. I forget what it was, but it was really good. It was really, I will say that food was very, very good. You had the calamari, right? Calamari and a cappuccino. I had an espresso and macaroni with bacon, and macaroni, bacon, and cheese. It was very good. Good restaurant. I like that place. And I like the Three Mermaids. That was good also when we went to the time before. So I like that little area. And that doesn't strike me as, oh, this is Pataya, this is Jomtien. It doesn't strike me like that. But then when you get out of that area and you get back down towards the main roads, all right, now you're talking about, yeah, this is Pataya. So I do understand that argument, and but I probably wouldn't move there just because there's other places I could go. Well, I can't help you on that one. This is how my buddy purchases his beef. He specifies the cuts, we grind it up, form it into patties, and make our own burgers. I don't know. I mean, you can do that, but why would you grind up some of the good cuts of beef? You just cook it up. You can grind some of it up, but you'd also leave it because, I mean, I don't know. I don't want just ground beef. But I know that if you go to, I'm telling you, the last time I went to the New York Steakhouse, which was probably about 8-9 years ago, and that's the one in the Marriott on Sukhumvit Soi 2. A filet mignon was like $120. It was ridiculous. And I haven't been there for a long time, but I used to go there every once in a while. Lamb burgers. Well, you know what? It's funny because I buy Texas-style burgers here in the mall. I also buy Gobbler's sausages, which they have English sausages, they have pizza sausages, they have Italian pepper sausages, and they're all good, but they have lamb burgers also. Now, they're out right now. They're out of all the burgers because I bought them all up. I bought like 4 sets of burgers. There's 2 in a pack, and I bought them all, and now there's no burgers left. So I gotta wait for their next shipment to come in. Burgers and sausages. Nothing beats a really good, I mean, I love burgers, don't get me wrong, but a really good, well-cooked steak that's like medium rare, and you eat that, maybe you have some onions, some mushroom, and I don't get that very often. You know, I might eat that twice a year. But they're it's so good. I'm thinking about it right now. It sounds really good. Sounds really good. Now I got to eat up the crab. We have enough crab left for at least 5 more. I'd say 5 more crab omelets. We made the same sausages that I get here, that my favorite sausages out of all of them. My wife never gets them because she doesn't know about them. She says, oh, I can't find them. Then she gets hot dogs. And I'm like, no, this is not the same. But we got in Pataya, Carlos got a pack of them. And we cooked them on the barbecue. And they came out fantastic. They were really good. Goats are for milk. Oh. I think I'll go back to El Gaucho this week. I'm not sitting in the bar area, gonna hide from those bartenders. Yeah, go sit where the bartenders are and tell them you want a meal. They'll make sure to give you. You know what you're getting into when you go in there. They're always very liberal with those vodka shots. Anyway. Oh wow, we're already at 91 minutes. Well, that's why, Jim, I never ask for sausage. I mean, you know, like, you know, you go to the Hungry Hippo in Pataya, you go to some places out here, yeah, you'll get hot dogs. You never get the real sausages, but at my house, I very rarely eat hot dogs. I eat the big sausages the way they're supposed to be, and I like them a lot. They're one, but you know, I'm actually going to cut back on them because they got too much salt in them. That and bacon. Usually I eat a lot of bacon, a lot of sausages, but I want to cut back because I'm going to try to lower my blood pressure a little bit. Which, you know, of course, that limits what I can eat. You know, I got tuna, we got steaks, we got chicken, we got pork. You don't put salt on it. You cook it up, you know. And then you got kimchi and some other things. But without sausage and bacon, it really limits what you can eat, you know. And anytime on the carnivore or keto, you're limited with what you can eat, and that kind of makes it easier. But then when you're trying to find something, you got to be particular about what you're going to get. So it's like, you know, we dropped 32 loads of dirt last week and letting it pack. We'll start another building project when we return to Thailand in March. What project is that? Guest rooms. Yeah. That's the thing. You know, part of me is like, we just need a house. We don't want a townhouse. We want that land. So that if we want, we can do something on the land, like you're saying. We can build on the land. You know, you buy a plot of land and hopefully you're away from people so that you have that buffer zone, which I think is important. To me, it's important. And you know, like when I go home to the States and I stay with my parents, they have that buffer zone, and I'm like, this is so nice. You can go walking around in the backyard of the house, you don't see anybody. It's just you. You know. Why are you not going with her? I'm just curious, why don't you go with her? Love decent hot dogs with mustard and relish. US, we had Nathan's. I like them without casing. Yeah, I don't, well, they have them without the casing. Yeah, you do have to look, but man, I don't like it when they have the casing on it. I really don't like it. All kinds of wild stuff going on over here. Wild people. Definitely not normal. That's what I'll say. Chili dog with creamy coleslaw on top. My wife likes to get stuff done without me annoying her, I'm guessing. Dallo, I don't even know. I don't even want to go there. You're married. I don't want to go there. You know, I'm sure I know I annoy my wife. Sometimes I do it on purpose. But sometimes she annoys me. Well, so you have a little time at home alone. Dallo on his own. Alone in Oz, all by yourself. Because Dallo sends her in economy, he goes in business class. I'm sure she checks, man. She knows how you're flying. Probably buy the tickets at the same time. Actually, yesterday my wife put in for the certificate to go to Shenzhen. Because she needs a Shenzhen visa. If we're going to go to Europe, she has to have that visa, and that will help her to get the visa. So she put in for that yesterday. And the other thing is that, you know, down the street from my house, they have this laundromat. And I'm like, it's actually fantastic because we do she'll do like 5 or 6 loads of laundry. But with this place, you go in, you throw it in the big washing machine, it costs you 110 baht. It washes everything. You put it in the dryer, it costs you 50 baht, and you're done. So it's 1 load of laundry. So either we got to get a larger washing machine and then buy a dryer, or we just keep going to this place, which is actually turning out to be pretty good. Let's see here. Scott will shoot you some updated photos of the property. Oh, okay. You can see the ducks and chickens, sheeps, and goats. Never thought I'd miss Wiener Schnitzel. Der Wiener Schnitzel. Sounds like fun. Sometimes it's nice to have a week or so by yourself. Flying business class might be a possibility. Please don't tell the missus. Oh, I'll be sure to tell her. Don't worry. Anyway, listen. Before I depart, do me a favor. Smash the like button. If you haven't done so already, smash the Schengen. Okay. Schengen visa. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the super chat. Super thanks. The, what is it? CASHAPP, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, all this other stuff. Check out the social media, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Just go down in the description. Everything's right there. Yeah, I got some stuff I'm working on. I'll put up. You guys should be able to, yeah, you might like it. I don't know. Hopefully. And I got something about a real chowderhead. This guy's really bad. To give you a little insight, he's already paid $100,000 to a girl. And he has money, but he doesn't have as much money as he should have because he's constantly pissing it away. So, but I still have to finish that up, but that'll be coming soon. I got coffee videos coming up. Just bought home a bunch of curry chicken puffs. These rock. You like that healthy stuff. I love curry, and I like chicken. Which is why I don't buy those, because I'd probably like them too much and I'd be eating them all the time. Girlish. Coffee Chronicles. Well, I will be doing something. I just got to get it together. I've only, listen, I only have so much time in the day that I want to really be active and, busting my ass, so to speak. And I got a lot of little things that I'm working on, and they'll all come together eventually. And also I'm exercising. I'm watching what I eat again. But the exercise that's 2 hours, like 5 or 6 times a week. I'm up to about 2 hours and 15 minutes every day now, and it takes up a lot of your time, because there's a recuperation time when I'm doing yoga and I'm lifting weights. I have to do my legs today. It's my lower half plus my back, and I do yoga and I do the Aerodyne bicycle today. So that's about 2 hours of work. And hey, Carlos, take it easy. Hope you're everything. It sounds like everything's going great. That's good. Dallo, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That business class. This is hush money. Your secret is safe with us, man. What happens in wherever you are, it stays wherever you are. Anyway, I guess that's it. That's about it. Thank you very much, and thank you. That is all. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Choke D, Leo Jerk and Mai. That's good luck, and see you later. I'm Scott. I'm an American back in Bangkok. Home again. It's nice to be home. I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you when I see you.